Hello everyone who is willing to watch this. Thank you very much for watching, by the way. Anyway, our devotional for this week is on peer pressure. And I wasn't going to do it on peer pressure. I was actually really considering doing it on dating or social media. But I started thinking, I was in the shower this morning, and I was thinking, school is starting back today, which I'm recording this on Thursday. So, 4 days ago from when I'll be posting this. Okay, anyway. So most schools around here are starting back today. And I was thinking, with a school starting back and everything, I should do something on something that will be relative. Something that is going to happen on a daily basis, especially now that school's starting, and that's peer pressure. And if you're homeschooled, I'm not going to leave you out. Just wait until the end of the video, and I'll talk to you too. But especially for people who go to a public school and a Christian school, and who are really involved with other people their age or even younger and older, you have a lot of peer pressure. And they could even be your friends. I've had friends who have, even my peers, they've pressured me into stuff that I really should not have done at all. But I'm going to read Romans 12:1 and 2. I beseech you, therefore, brethren, by the mercies of God, that you present your bodies a living sacrifice, holy, acceptable unto God, which is your reasonable service. And be not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind, that ye may prove what is that good and acceptable and perfect will of God. That's saying, don't conform to the world. If your friends are telling you to do something that you shouldn't do, don't do it. You're not living for your friends, you're living for God. If you're going to live for your friends, don't bother watching these videos because they're not going to do you any good. If you go to a public school or a Christian school, you're going to have bullies and people who are mean. You're going to have people who aren't really even knowingly pushing you into stuff. Like my friends or somebody who it doesn't really understand. They could be pushing you into something. They may not think that what they're doing is making you stumble, that is putting a stumbling block in front of you, that is causing you to have extra temptations and making a way to, pressuring you so that you kind of squeeze yourself into that little hole of sin, which actually is not so little. But anyway. And now, you homeschoolers, I'm not leaving you out, because I'm homeschooled, so I ought to know what goes on in these homeschool minds, and blah, blah, blah. Okay, well, I do a lot of outside, extracurricular activities, so, I'm not this stereotypical homeschooler who has no social life and is completely geeky, because I'm not geeky, I don't think. And I do have a social life. May not be the best, but I do have a social life. And I think, especially in homeschool, you have more peer pressure because, well, maybe about the same, because people who go to a public school are pressured by people in a public school, the bullies and stuff, who just try to tear you down and try to make you do wrong and try to pressure you into stuff, and even your friends who you see every day that try to push you into stuff and don't even realize they're doing it. But then as homeschoolers, we have public schoolers and Christian schoolers who maybe accidentally pressure us into stuff or just tease us and make fun of us, and that puts pressure on us. I was at a soccer practice a couple years ago, and when I was probably about 13, I had purpose in my heart that I was not going to kiss a guy until on my wedding day. And that's a big step for me. And one of my friends, who, she's not really my friend anymore, but she asked me about kissing, or if I had ever kissed a guy, and I said no, I wanted to wait until my wedding day. Well, she wanted to know more and wanted to know why. But then afterwards, she was like, well, you're not going to want to marry him unless you know how he kisses. What if he's a terrible kisser? You're stuck with a terrible kisser the rest of your life. And I thought, it doesn't matter. I mean, who cares? I mean, of course you wouldn't want like a terrible kisser as a husband, but that's not the point. The point is, it hurt. Yeah, it hurt that I was getting made fun of for something I had purposed in my heart. But you know what that experience got out of it? Yeah, it hurt. Yeah, I wish that she had not said that. But it gave me the opportunity to say why I chose that. And she respected that. She asked me why I wanted to do that at the beginning. And I told her because the Bible says it's wrong. And she made fun of it. But then I started explaining more and more and more. And she respected that. I was able to witness to her because of what I had purposed in my heart. I did not give in to that peer pressure. And yeah, it's hard all the time. That's not the only time I've had peer pressure. I promise you. But I do not have time in the world to tell you all about all those times I've had peer pressure. But you have to stand up, stand firm. Do not conform to this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind, that you may prove what is that good and acceptable and perfect will of God. Don't cave into peer pressure unless it's good peer pressure. Like, if your peers are pressuring you into doing something good, like, I don't know, but it's just doing something good, helping the needy, or something that's good, that is biblical, that is something that the Lord would want you to do, that peer pressure is good. I encourage you to be that kind of pressure to other people, to your friends. But don't give in to the wrong kind of peer pressure, and come back next week. Bye!